Ability to save?
I hope you know, Johnny, I have your IP address.
Oh, do you?
I know where you live, motherfucker.
Oh, do you?
So unless you want that shit put on blast, I suggest you sit the fuck down and be a good little bitch and stop fucking lying to these goddamn people, you stupid fucking retard. I have your info, Johnny.
Okay.
I have everything on you. I have all your family members, every person in your family. I know what fucking company you go through for your internet.
Okay.
I have every single thing on you.
Well, congratulations, Cyrax. You just self-snitched on yourself. You just specifically just sat there and got John's IP address. Now, I was gonna let the video continue on going where you was calling out his IP number and everything like that, if it's his real IP or whatever like that. But Cyrax, you know you can go to jail for that, right? Because that is like cyber stalking, right? You can go to jail for IP sniffing people, right? Now, people accuse me of being an IP sniffer. I don't know how to IP sniff. I know people that knows how to do it. I know, you know what I'm saying? If I want to get people's like information, IP, I just go to that individual and they say, what's the person's name, Jug, blah, blah, blah. And it'll give me the information. That's it. But as far as me knowing how to do it, no, I don't know how to do it. And I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to waste my time doing that kind of stuff. Um, Somebody had to help Cyrax do this. I don't know who it is. If it's really John's IP address, but obviously somebody helping Cyrax because Cyrax too stupid to even know how to do something like that. He's too stupid to do. So you got the man's IP address. You know what internet company he deals with. Whoopie doo. John didn't look intimidated. He didn't look like he was shook. Shit, I had people back from PlayStation Home saying like, "Hey, I got you and your boy Killer's IP address." We like, so you ain't gonna do nothing. What you gonna do with an IP address? All it's gonna tell you the name of the internet company that you deal with and the area that you stay at and everything. You know the area that you stay in. And that's it. That's all they gonna get out of you. You know what I'm saying? So you saying that you got somebody's IP, Cyrax, that's not intimidating, bro. That you know what I'm saying? What makes matter worse? John got your address. If John really wanted to send somebody over there to really do you in, Cyrax, like really put that bag on your head and have you delete it, he could do it. And that's what Cyrax don't seem to get. Well, I got your IP address. Now it would have been something if you would have had. It would have been something if you had John's address. If you had John's address and you showed a picture of his house or a picture of his family, then I would have been like, okay, you're getting John now, but you ain't getting him. How you outdoing him and all the best you could come up with, Cyrax? And I got your IP address. So what? What are you gonna do with an IP, Cyrax? What are you gonna do with that? Like seriously, what are you gonna do with that? So what? Let's say if you do find out where John live at, you ain't gonna do nothing but just sit on your little lazy ass and sit there and just talk trash. Cause you damn sure ain't got no money to pay nobody off. I can understand if you had money and you can pay somebody off to go beat up John for you or something like that, but you don't even got two nickels to rub together, Cyrax. So ain't nobody gonna go out there and do you no favor. The only thing that these weirdos on the internet probably would do for you, for the ones that try to pretend to feel sorry for you, is they'll probably help look up someone's IP information, and that's it. That's it. So what are you gonna do with that IP, Cyrax? Nothing. You're not gonna do nothing. You just mad because everybody on the internet knows who you are, and now you want to try to do it back to John though. Because again, Cyrax, that's nobody's fault but yours. You put yourself out there on the internet like that. You all over the freaking internet, bro. So I don't know why you sit there trying to get all mad at John and all them when you pretty much did it to yourself. He's gonna be screwed when Sally dies. You know, he's screwed. He's got no future, no nothing. He's screwed. And like I said, when he become homeless, people are gonna be pulling out their phone, clowning you, saying we told you, Cyrax, that you was gonna be homeless. Cause you know Cyrax gonna be sleeping in the park somewhere. Cyrax gonna be out begging for money, probably stealing. I don't think Cyrax will last 2 months on the street because you see how skinny Cyrax is. You see how skinny he is. He wouldn't even last a month on the street before he died from starvation. So he's going to be stealing. He's going to be stealing. He's going to be asking people for money. He's going to be doing all that. But it's going to be too late, Cyraxx. It's going to be too late. Because by the time when it be too late, you'll soon realize, like, well, damn, I done spent 10 or 11 years or 9 years arguing with these trolls when I should have been worrying about trying to get my life together. But instead, you choose to, what 35-year-old man gonna come on the internet and whine? You trying to make everybody's problems your problem. You trying to make your problems. It's like Cyraxx is trying to say his problem should be everybody else's problem when he got himself in that mess. I don't know what to do. I've tried everything. The police won't do nothing. They left my family stranded. They left the dude to die and everything. I don't know what to do. I need help. And then you turn around and say, F the police. You talking about, oh, F the police, F the Ohio police and this and that. Y'all failed my family. And then next minute, he turns around and sit there and say, oh, you guys are gonna go to jail. I got y'all's information. And when I get enough information, you guys gonna go to jail. Like I'm confused, bro. Like I'm really confused. One minute he's saying F the police. Next minute he's saying he's got plenty of evidence to turn to the police. Or he'll get on his phone. There was a video, I think last week or a few weeks ago, that he was calling the police on John on panel. Like, make up your mind, Cyraxx. Is it F the police or do you need the police help? Which one is it, Cyraxx? Like, I'm confused here. I'm really confused here. Talking about F the police. You sitting there talking junk about the police, but you call them though. You call them. I've did everything, and they done nothing because you're a joke. Now, from what I've heard, they said when the police go to your house. Let me tell you something, y'all. This is how much of a joke Cyraxx is to the Ohio police. This is how much of a joke he is. He is so much of a joke. His life is so much of a joke. When the police go there, they use it as training. They go there for training, to train the rookies. So they're using your house, Cyraxx. They're using your address for training because they know you is a freaking joke. They know your whole life is a joke. And that's embarrassing that the police uses y'all's house as training. As training. How embarrassing that. That's how much you are a joke to the cops' eyes. They're using your address whenever y'all call them. They use that as a training ground to train the rookies. You see what you done did? That's how much a joke you are, bro. Your whole life is a joke, man. I honestly, and I said it over again, I honestly don't understand how in the world he's still alive. How in the world is he still breathing? How is it that this dude had not committed suicide? How is it you didn't have a heart attack, Cyraxx? You keep saying that this is affecting your health. And you know what? I take that back. You know what? It is affecting his health. It is. Because when you hear him talking on live stream, like when he be on panel yelling at John and William Glory, you know that his voice is like changing up. Like his voice is dying out on him. You notice that, right? You notice that. If you listen to him when he keeps rambling nonstop, his voice just going down. You keep going, bro. You're going to destroy your own voice box, Cyraxx. You ain't going to have no voice to talk to. You ain't going to have no voice. It's like I said, dude, you ain't going to make it to 40 years old. I don't think he's going to make it to 40. I don't think he is, people. Cyraxx, let me tell you how Cyraxx legacy is going to be. Will it be a documentary about Cyraxx? Like will Mike Cobb and them go to Cyraxx and ask him to do a documentary with Cyraxx. No, Cyraxx would go down in history as a joke. He would go down in history as a freaking joke when this is all finally over with. Yes, Cyraxx, you're going to go down as a joke. You got to understand one thing, Cyraxx. The internet never forgets. Even though you keep saying that the police would never arrest you, but you got to remember one thing, Cyraxx. The internet never forgets on what you've done. By talking to a fake decoy minor, whether it was a real minor or not. The internet never forgets. So you can keep coming back. You can keep trying to go to war with these trolls. But I guarantee you this, Cyraxx. In the end, you were failed. Because you like, what, 35 years old and you talking about going to war with a freaking troll. What 35-year-old man gonna get on the internet and declare war on trolls? You know, you would think a 12-year-old or 11-year-old child would say something like that, but a 35-year-old man, nah. Cyraxx knows right from wrong. He knows right from wrong. He does. He knows right from wrong. He might not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, but the dude knows right from wrong. And he knows what he's doing is wrong. He just refused to listen. He refused to listen. He think he's accomplished something by getting on the internet arguing with people when you really don't. You know what else don't make sense, Cyraxx? Is that for years and years and years that you say you can't stand William Glory, you can't stand Marty. You've been saying that for years and years, but you continue on going to these guys' panel yelling. You know, if I don't like somebody, I'm not going to go there and talk to them. Simple as that. If I don't like this individual, if I despise that person, why in the hell would I want to go on to their panel and talk to them? Why? Especially if you don't like somebody. It doesn't make sense. If I don't like somebody, I'm not going to go on their panel. And if they was trying to get me to go onto their panel, why should I go onto their panel? And the only thing they're thinking about is trying to humiliate me or trying to embarrass me or whatever. They ain't going to have nice things to say to me. So why would I want to put myself in the position to go join somebody's panel when they're not going to have nothing good to say to me? Why join somebody's panel when all it is going to turn out to be a big fat argument? Why put yourself in that position? And that's what you do, Cyraxx. You put yourself in that position. Nobody's putting a gun to your head and make you go to these panels and do all that stuff. You do that to yourself. But then when things get bad, when someone come on your property and try to set your grandmother's car on fire or throw bricks at her windshield or whatever like that, you want to point the fingers and say it's everybody's fault when you sat there and poured gasoline on the fire. You sat there and you add fire to the gas. You add gasoline to the fire. Instead of sitting there letting the fire die out, you sit there and add more gasoline to the fire to encourage more people to screw with you on the internet. I mean, you would think when someone would go through this for 7 to 8 years, you would think someone would have done figured out what the problem is. You know what? Maybe I might be the problem. You know, you would think somebody like Cyraxx would look in the mirror or talk to himself and saying, you know what? Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the one that needs to stay off the internet. Maybe I need to keep my mouth shut and let this stuff die over. Maybe I need to do that. But you know, in Cyraxx's little crazy little pea-brain mind of world of his, no, Cyraxx be saying, F that. I'm going to get on the internet and keep talking my junk and proving that I ain't running from these trolls. And it always blow up in your face every time when you do that, Cyraxx. And I don't care if you never acknowledge me, Cyraxx. I don't care if you don't acknowledge me or not. I don't even really give a damn. Because someone said you acknowledged me in one of your videos saying that I was unpopular or something like that. Bro, I don't even care at the end of the day, bro. I don't expect you to ever respond to me or make a video towards me. I don't even expect that from you. I'm not looking for that from you. Keep on feuding with John and William Glory and all those other guys. No, you keep feuding with those guys and you keep making a fool out of yourself. Why? A guy like me just gonna sit back and continue on laughing at your stupidity. Keep laughing at you. I don't know what's it going to take for him to really get it right. What's it going to take for him to get it right, though, people? What's it going to take? Is it going to take for someone to burn down his place? Or is it going to take maybe 10 or 20 bullets or whatever? What's it going to take, Cyraxx, for you to really shut your mouth? Talking about saying your family's in danger, this and that. No, you put your family in this situation. You did that to them. You dragged them into your beef. You drag Sally in this, and you drag Ed in this. So you are the cause of this. And I'm pretty sure Sally and Ed has told you that, especially Ed. I know Ed sat there and told you that shit. I know he told you that it's your fault that our life is the way it is right now because of you getting on the internet screaming 12 or 1 o'clock at midnight like an idiot, waking everybody up. Sally and Ed are elderly people, Cyraxx. That just goes to show that Cyraxx have no respect for his elders. Because when somebody's like, I think Sally's like 70 and Ed's probably about 70 or something too. But when you living with people that age, old people like it quiet around their house. They do. Old people don't like all that noise. They don't like all that fussing. You know, old people like to sit around the house and watch TV or watch Family Feud or they try to lay down and get some sleep. You know, old people don't like all that noise. And you still haven't figured that out, Cyraxx. You supposed to be the man of the house. You supposed to be, but you ain't the man of the house, bro. You got plenty of energy to get on the internet and run your mouth, but you got zero energy to try to work on yourself. Y'all notice that, right? He got plenty of energy to want to try to IP sniff people. He got plenty of energy to get on somebody's panel and run his mouth. He's got plenty of time for that, people, but he doesn't have zero time to work on himself. He doesn't want to work on himself. And that's why everybody on the internet, says that you is screwed when Sally goes. So you know what, Cyraxx? TikTok. Time's running out. Homeless is, you hear this sound right here? It's knocking on your door, Cyraxx. It's going to be knocking on your door. And when you hear that knock, it ain't going to be no more internet. It ain't going to be no more shouting. It ain't going to be no more music. It ain't going to be no more of that once you're homeless, when you're on the streets. You ain't going to have nothing. Think about it, Cyraxx. Anyway, peace.